Hey, what's up, everyone? Today we're diving into a movie that's a lot more than just surfing and bank robberies. That's right, we're talking about the 1991 action film Point Break today. Probably one of the most pure adrenaline films ever made. We got Patrick Swayze, Keanu Reeves going skydiving, and one of the best foot chases ever put on film, in my opinion. And more than that, it's just got characters that stick with you after you watch this movie. And I cannot believe this was just a first time watch for me. Man, that is just shameful and Fast and Furious. Shame on you. You weren't the first one to do this. Let's dive into Point Break. Utah, give me two. Man, I could eat the ass out of a dead rhino. I should have got you to get me three of these things. On the surface, Point Break looks like your typical 90s action movie, guys. Keanu Reeves plays Johnny Utah, former football star turned FBI agent, and he's assigned to track down a crew of bank robbers who call themselves the ex-presidents. They wear these rubber masks of Reagan, Carter, Nixon, and LBJ, and they hit the banks with that military precision, never taking a cent more than what they need. But these guys aren't just criminals, they're surfers. And the leader, a guy named Bodie, played by the charismatic, awesome Patrick Swayze, who believes in something deeper than money, freedom, the rush, living in the moment. Could you guys also hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already? And this is also for Action for Autism, a fundraiser I put together raising funds for families, kids, adults with autism. The link's in the description, so if you could donate, that would be great. If not, enjoy the review all the same. Now, what really sets this movie apart, guys, is all the characters and the dialogue. We'll get to the dialogue, but the characters is just after I watched this, like, man, what great characters. Like I said, what a shame this is a first time watch. But also it's very awesome too. It has one of these movies hasn't been in my life for 30 years. So like I'm very excited for the next watch, but the characters, man. And we got Johnny Utah, played by Keanu Reeves. He's great in this. He reminds me of a more mature Ted from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. He's got that California, dialect and stuff like that. They're not girls, they're babes. But Johnny Utah starts off really square, by the book, wears the suit and tie, wants to be a good FBI agent, does what he has to, does the job. But once he meets Bodie, something in him something shifts inside him, and he starts going for the thrills, going for the adrenaline, and he's just captivated by our villain here, Bodie. He's just drawn to this guy who lives without fear, who's always chasing the next wave, the next rush. And when we find out they're the bank robbers, everything like that, there's things that Kathryn Bigelow puts in there, like how they never go after the vault because it's an adrenaline rush for them. It's not really about the money. It's they just take enough money they need and then they're on off to the next one, right? It's just these adrenaline junkies who live free and live their way, don't want to conform to that 9 to 5 blue collar or white collar daily grind. I'd also like to mention about Johnny Utah too, is that he really learns a lot being on this case. I could actually totally see this character completely quitting. He really gets caught up between the friendships and duty, freedom, and there's a point where he could have took Patrick Swayze's character out, but he doesn't, right? That age-old character sometimes of going too deep when you're undercover and forgetting what you're really there for. But he really aligns himself really well because things go really south at the end, and he knows he's got to bring Bodie in. And Bodie, man, Patrick Swayze, he's not your standard bad guy. You're drawn to him. He's magnetic. There's almost something very spiritual about him when he's chasing that next wave or that next adrenaline rush. You get a really good feeling that he believes in what he's doing, even though things turn really violent at the end of this movie. It really does have a balance of perfect characters and where the villain and the good guys are not so cut and dry. It's not so black and white. I really love that line Patrick Swayze says, "It's not tragic dying for what you really love." I mean, it's pretty impactful stuff. And in the middle of all this is Gary Busey's character, Angelo Papas. I love this guy. This is a guy who works with Keanu Reeves, puts him undercover and all that. And he's pretty smart too, and he's underrated character. I mean, when Busey is on point, when he's on form, I mean, say what you want about the guy, but he does great job in this movie and other movies when he's 100% dialed in or someone who really knows how to direct him. And I love him in this movie. He has some of the best one-liners in this movie. Utah, get me too with the freaking meatball sandwiches. It seems so out of place, but it's so Gary Busey at the same time.
Utah, get me 2.
I'm so hungry I could eat the ass end out of a dead rhino. I should have had you get me 3 of these things.
He brings this wild veteran energy to the role. He's sharp. He's funny. He's a man who's completely fed up with bureaucracy. He just wants to get in there, catch these guys. And like, I was so invested to his character that when he died, I was just like, man, no, they killed him. I was like, no, but it's a lesson Johnny Utah had to learn. So it all serves the story really well. You could do your own ranking of all the Gary Busey one-liners in this, though. He's fantastic in this.
Listen, you snot-nosed little shit. I was taking shrapnel and K-Sod while you were crapping in your hands and rubbing it on your face.
Now let's talk about the action, because Kathryn Bigelow doesn't mess around. She is on point with her directing in here. The foot chase through the backyards, it's gritty, handheld, completely immersive, putting you in the action. You feel every impact, every breath, every missed tackle. And the raid scene, probably my favorite, where the FBI storms a house they think belongs to the ex-presidents. Total chaos. Guns, knives, lawnmowers, an undercover cop yelling about his ruined operation. And then there's the skydiving. It's not just about the stunt. It's trust, suspicion, fear. There's a real emotional weight to it that you don't usually get in action movies. But I absolutely love the way the action is handled in this. 90s action perfection. Here's a real thing about Point Break. Yes, it's an action film, but it's all about obsession, identity. Johnny Utah starts off as this FBI agent who really thinks he knows who he is, but that changes through the movie. By the end of it, he's not too sure anymore. Bodie, on the other hand, is so consumed by the idea of living free that he's willing to die for it. So there's this tension, there's this push and pull of duty and freedom. And that is what makes it just more than a cops and robbers story. I think that's why it's just lived on and on with this movie. Like, before I watched this movie, I knew the legacy of it. I knew like the popularity of it, but I really see why people love this movie so much. It really sticks with you. So if you've never seen Point Break, fix that. And if you have seen it, go back and watch it with fresh eyes. It's not just about the action, it's about the characters. So on your next Saturday night movie night, you're looking for an adrenaline rush, put on Point Break. You're going to have a fun time, guaranteed. And don't forget your meatball sandwiches. Give me 2. I'm going to give Point Break from 1991 a B+. So that's my review of Point Break, guys. Did you like this review? Drop your thoughts all in the comments below there. And what is your favorite scene in this movie? Drop that in the comments. Is it the raid scene? Is it the end? The skydiving scene? Is it the foot chase? Let me know in the comments. Let's have a great discussion about the characters, the story, everything you love about Point Break. And I want to hear from you who've watched this for the last 30 years and how it still holds up for you, because this was my first time watch and I absolutely loved it. And it is a shame that we never got a franchise out of this. And I really think the reason why really is, I don't know if people connected to surfing as much as, say, Fast and Furious, where everyone can kind of relate to muscle cars and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. So let me know, guys, in the comments below. Could you please donate to Action for Autism if you can? If not, that is fine too. My name is Jason. You've been watching Backtrack Cinema. This was a lot of fun, guys. I'll see you next time, and I'll see you in the movies. Cheers.